Getting ready to play the song.
Test. Can you hear me good?
Yeah. Navarre Raiders, stand up. Get on your feet. Mad chow, baby. You know. Who want to rumble with the Raiders? Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Navarre Raiders, get up. Let's go. You don't want to rumble with the Raiders. You don't want to rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You want to rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Rumble with the Raiders. You don't want to rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You want to rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Hey, yo, it's lights out. Whenever they turn the lights on, enough with the talking, baby boy, the fight's on. You wanna rumble with the Raiders? Listen, it's nothing, baby, we running through you haters. And you can hate us, cause we keep chips on our shoulder. You know why we the best, but now we gotta show you. Listen, better watch how you approach us. Y'all bugs to us and we'll stump you cockroaches. Simple and plain, quit is what you should really do. Put your game face on, it's about to get physical. This here's a game of strength, patience, determination. And you can never win if you lacking the motivation. And now you heard it from the source. Losing is not an option, you can hear it in our voice. We only play this game to win, and we gon' put it on the line every time and every chance we get. Cause we may never get this chance again. So when you rumble with the Raiders, understand you on the field with men. Why play if you ain't playing to win? You just wasting the Raiders' time. Listen, shall I say it again? Yeah, you don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. Yes. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Rumble with the Raiders. You don't wanna rumble with the Raiders. You wanna rumble with the Raiders. Come on. Yeah, Navarre Raiders, baby. Stand up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up, child, baby. You know. Who wanna rumble with the
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome to Bennett C. Russell Stadium. This is Irish Bill on JockJive.com. Phil Williams will be joining me here momentarily. We got the number 6 team and the number 9 team in Class 6A in the state of Florida squaring off tonight at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. This is Irish Bill bringing you the play-by-play. Phil Williams will be adding a little bit of color to our broadcast, and he'll be working the camera as well. This is Irish Bill and Phil Williams on JockJive.com. Coming up at the bottom of the hour on the kickoff, the 2-0 Crestview Bulldogs on the road here to Navarre, Florida, to take on the Navarre Raiders. We're also 2-0. Both teams coming in this game with a high-powered offense. Navarre coming in averaging 44 points a game. Crestview averaging 42.5. And Crestview has only given up 7 points a game. Navarre 9.5. And welcome, Phil.
Hey, thanks, Irish. I'll tell you, man, I do appreciate the call back, man. It was awesome last week. Apologize for my camera skills. I'm going to work on that this week. But hope to add to the program a little bit here. But I'll tell you, and I'm not going to mention the weather this week like I did last week.
What weather?
Yeah, right. Right. Because tonight, we are on top of the press box since TV and everybody's here. So it's just a little warmer than it was last week.
It's a beautiful night here in the Panhandle of Florida, on the southern end of Santa Rosa County. This is Irish Bill and Phil Williams going to bring you all the live action tonight. But before we bring you our pregame, we're going to head out for a commercial break and hear some valued words from our sponsors. We'll be right back, folks.
Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is your householder in Navarre. Buying or selling, Ursula will make it easy. Ursula moved here almost 20 years ago and fell in love with the white sandy beaches. She has raised her children in Navarre, went to study at universities with academic scholarships, and both are successful adults. Ursula is a big supporter of the Navarre Raiders. Ursula has been a realtor since 2003, and Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate offers her the most advanced tools available in the industry. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a savvy investor, she will negotiate a deal for you. For a free buyer consultation, a free comparable market analysis of your home, and to see if you qualify for one of the rewards programs, call Ursula Householder at 850-642-5711. Send an email to ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is a subsidiary of NRT LLC.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to Express Employment Professionals, seeking a skilled labor position, or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together. Lux Solar Salon and Spa is an Aveda salon, connecting beauty, environment, and well-being. The salon is located in Navarre off Highway 98 at Ortega. The team at Lux Solis specializes in hair design, color, botanical hair therapy, styling, skincare, makeup, facials, body treatments, and massage therapy. Spa packages are available for a fabulous Aveda experience. Bridal services are also available with advance notice. Aveda products are cruelty-free, and nothing is ever tested on animals. Lux Solis schedules appointments 6 days a week. Find us on Facebook at Lux Solis Salon and Spa. Call 939-9229. University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322. Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com.
Welcome back to Bennett C. Russell Stadium. This is Irish Bill on JockJive.com with Phil Williams. Last week we were in the booth, but as I told Phil, walls cannot confine us. as we grew wings and we flew up to the top of the press box. We got a great view here tonight on this beautiful Friday night, September 7th, 2018, week 3 already. Both teams come in at 2-0, and we're going to start with Crestview. They're led by quarterback Jack Corbin on the season, 10 of 15 for 198 yards and 3 TDs. At running back Jay Stanton, their workhorse, 29 carries, 309 yards, and 6 TDs already through 2 games. And their leading receiver, Devin Voisin. And the Panhandle will be happy to see the Voisin boys go. Their older brother graduated last year, and they're twins, seniors this year.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I think just like that with the Carters at Navarre, they'll be
fact.
happy to see the Voisins go from Crestview.
Yep.
But there is your offense for Crestview, and their leading tackler on defense is Dakota Matthews. Head coach Tim Hatton, as the Crestview Bulldogs come in at 2-0. Let's move over to the Raiders. They come in at 2-0 as well, and they're led on at quarterback by Marlon Courtney. 75% passing on the season, 18 of 24, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. On the ground, they like to go to Chris Williams and Josh Carter and pitch in a little bit of Jaden Antonio along the way. When they go to the air, it's Tyler England, Dante Wright, and Quinn Caballero are your leading receivers. And don't be showing me any weather reports, Dave. I don't want to see
He did. He jinxed it. I didn't say it. He did.
I don't want to be seeing any weather reports coming in here.
It's a good ways out, so I'm not going to say a word.
And Dante leading the way with 14 points, followed by 12 each from Caballero, Antonio, Carter, and Williams. And the Raiders will be out without their starting kicker once again, Kevin Taish. He has a slight tear, I believe, in his hamstring.
Okay.
And so they'll be going to Dante Wright as his backup.
He did it all last week.
And I believe Preston Penton will be his backup tonight, as JV did not have a game again this past week. So the JV players can suit up for tonight's game. On defense, the Raiders led in tackles on the season by Josh Carter and Matthew Downey with 10 each. Your sack leader with 2 is Alex Gilchrist. Tackles for loss, Jordan Jefferson with 7 already. He also leads the Raiders with 8 big hits. 2 interceptions on the season, 1 each for Evan Gorley and Gabe Davis. 2 fumble recoveries, Peyton Law and Evan Gorley. Alex Gilchrist and Jefferson with 1 caused fumble each. And the Raiders defense is leading the defense 154.5 yards a game through the first 2 games. And the Raider defense has only given up 60 yards through the air.
I tell you, they looked like the total package last week. Of course, they did. They played Washington. Washington's 0-2. But, hey, man, they were, like I said, total package last week.
Held them to 31 yards passing like last week, and they only had 2 completions.
Right.
And one of them was towards the end of the game in the last drive.
Yeah.
And then the week before against Catholic, they held Catholic to 29 yards passing.
Which, for Catholic, that's
usually
amazing.
Solid at the quarterback position over at Catholic. And we got the Navy Junior ROTC coming out to midfield here. We're going to switch the camera out to the midfield so you can steer away from my face and concentrate on what's important.
By the way, just so everybody can see that speaker up to the top left of Irish Bill's shoulder there, that's the speaker that we're dealing with tonight. So.
And we're going to be having our national anthem here momentarily, and I'll switch over to the field mic once the band begins. Another fine rendition of our national anthem by the Navarre Raider Marching Band. And the colors are leaving the field. It's Irish Bill and Phil Williams here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium, a matchup between the 2-0 Crestview Bulldogs and the 2-0 Navarre Raiders. Navarre comes in at number 6 in the AP poll. Crestview comes in at number 9.
Junior ROTC, color guard, right rifle, Cadet Lieutenant Commander Isaac Matos.
What a great contest we're coming up, and you'll be able to watch it right here each and every Friday night. We're on JockJive.com. I'll have a host of characters picking up. Mike Martino and Phil Williams and a good friend of mine, Ryan Bohannon, will be joining me for the Milton and Pace games, and I'll figure out the rest as they go. We're kind of going by the flow this year with our color analyst.
As long as you're here, it's all good.
Mike got called out to do the Rocky Bayou game tonight, Rocky Bayou and Jay, so he's over in Niceville doing that game tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll be mixing out each. I don't know who I'll have until about Wednesday or Thursday of each week, so just bear with me. And they're all great guys helping me out and bringing you quality broadcasts here each and every Friday night. And hopefully you've been tuning in to Irish Bill's Twist on Sports on Wednesday nights. I don't get a whole lot of feedback on my show, and you guys can text in at any time. And it starts at 7 o'clock from Culver's in downtown Navarre on Wednesday nights. It's Irish Bill's Twist on Sports. My 5th year doing my show, 2nd year at Culver's. And
Bill, let me just say something real quick. The band, last week we kind of had a hard time distinguishing there who was who. But I tell you, tonight they look great.
They do. It looks like they got some new uniforms.
Yeah.
And, I remember when we first started and our band was about 15, 20 people. But I tell you.
Remember it well.
It's growing now, and I tell you, they do an awesome job with the band here.
Yes,
I want to tell you a little bit about my trip last night.
Oh, gosh.
And do I feel drops? Hopefully maybe it's just my sweat. I ventured over to Livingston, Alabama last night to watch my son Brady play. And if you know anything about HBCU schools, their bands are awesome. Well, we didn't know if they were going to venture down from Birmingham last night. Well, they made the trip. 6 chartered buses later.
Oh, my goodness.
30 tubas in the band.
No way.
About 200 members. And they came in single file to the visitor stand. And they pretty much about filled up the visitor section. And they put on a show each and every game. And I tell you, one thing, I'm glad my son transferred and playing for a great coach there, Reginald Ruffin.
Right.
But the band just makes, and you know what? It brings life to the players, too, on the sideline. Right. They left at halftime last night because we had an hour and a half weather delay. Ooh. So they had to, because they're all on meal cards, so they had to get back so they could eat.
Man.
And you could tell in the second half that the players just were not the same. And the band and the fans lift up the team. You can believe it or you can't believe it. It's up to you. You don't want to believe it. But the bands and the fans hype these players, especially at home games. And the electricity with that band there last night was awesome. We stayed with them for about a half. We were down 20-14 at the half.
Yeah.
And then the band left, and it was like
there you go.
We ended up losing 37-21, but the guys played much better. I got to see Brady for the 24th straight game on the road trip for me.
That's pretty incredible, man.
And but enough about them. Let's talk about the Navarre Raiders and Coach Jay Walls, 61-15 in his seventh season at Navarre. I'm average at math. But to me, that's only 2 losses, averaged out to 2 losses a season. And when you can go through a season with 2 losses or less,
it's incredible.
It's incredible.
I'm glad the man stayed. I met him when he first got here when I did the PA here. And I can tell you, you just know when you shake a coach's hand. You can just see it. You feel it. And he's definitely a football coach, and he's a great man, too. So I hope we keep him. He's definitely a good coach.
And grew up. He graduated from Rutherford High School over in Panama City. And his first head coaching job in Florida was at Sewanee. And he had a young man playing there that's getting his first coaching opportunity this year. A guy by the I met him over at Escambia County a few years ago, actually over at Escambia High School. Joseph Gaddy. He got his first head coaching job over at Robert F. Monroe near Tallahassee.
Yep.
He got his first victory last Friday night in his second game.
Good for him.
He's trying to rebuild the program. But what a great guy over there, Joseph Gaddy, head coach over at Robert F. Monroe. He came from Carver High School in Montgomery, one of the biggest schools in Montgomery.
Right.
And he was up there with Willie Spears and the former head coach over at Escambia.
Wow.
And but he played for Coach Walls at Sewanee before Coach Walls then went to Tift County up in Georgia for about 10 years and had a great tenure up there. Three state runner-ups up there. Actually, I think 2 up there and 1 at Sewanee. And coming to Navarre, we've been to the Final Four twice, something we had never achieved before. And hopefully to go one step further this year, Phil.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, Coach Lashley was here before him, and Coach Lashley was a great coach also. And then to have Jay Walls come in and take over, I mean, we're blessed to have him.
We've had some great coaches here at Navarre. Larry Olson prior to Chad Lashley.
Legend.
Larry's still around here running Max Fit over here in Navarre.
Yep. And
I think he's got stores at another place as well.
And he's probably here tonight down there in the end zone. I don't see him now, but I bet he's here.
He coached. Coach Jay Walls was on his staff at Crestview back in the early 90s. And a little bit of history between these two programs. And prior to that, I'm trying to remember, going back really deep here, I think their very first coach was a guy by the name of Kenny Williams.
Wow.
And I'm going to pull something up here real quick. So if you want to talk for a few seconds, I'm going to pull something up.
Well, I'm not working the cameras, so it shouldn't be a problem to talk. But I'll tell you what, we're up here on top of the press box, and we do have, looks like Channel 35's up here. We got Channel 3 up here. Everybody started to come up and man their cameras. And back here behind us in the practice field, we got all the satellite trucks. So it's a sight to see down here. And, of course, the band, their new digs. I assume they're new. I really don't know. But I'll pan over now. There's the Crestview band. And I'll tell you, that band, Crestview has a heck of a band, and they do travel well. I'll go ahead and get a shot of the whole visitor side over there. It's filling up now. That section's pretty filled up.
I was mistaken. I had to pull up my chart here. I did an article on Frank Willis. You remember Frank? He came in. He was on our first running back on our very first team.
Yeah.
As you came in shortly after that, I believe.
Yeah.
And our first head coach was Kenny Hughes. And he was followed by Danny Williams. And then Larry Olson, Chad Lashley, and now Jay Walls.
Yep.
So there's the coaching tree at Navarre. 5 deep. With Coach Walls being number 5.
Yeah, Navarre is really still a pretty new school. I mean, and to have been to the playoffs, how many times you said? 4?
They've been 6 straight under Coach Walls.
Yep.
They were 2 back in the mid-2000, 2006, 2007 with Austin Grimm at quarterback.
Yep.
They won their first district title in 2006.
My son was on that team. Yep.
Tyler Williams. And they also went to the playoffs in 2007. They met Pace in both rounds, and Pace kindly distributed them out of the bracket. But the Raiders have grown. Then we go to 2010. We all know about 2010 and what happened that year with Ian Lockwood, and the Raiders venture to the 3rd round of the state playoffs against Lincoln. And then 2012, they made it to the 4th round with the quarterback at the helm, Andrew Reeves at the quarterback.
Hey, little story real quick. Sorry to interrupt. A little story about that. I listened to you doing that game. I was at Manis Air Base, Kyrgyzstan, with Andrew's father. And we were listening to you do that game over there. We were actually on our way home from a deployment. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's all right. I like stories like that. And that just shows the history. But get back to what I want to tell you why I got into this. 1, I have a passion for sports. But 2, as a retired military member and being deployed myself, I know there are a lot of families that are split apart with deployments and TDYs and family that they don't live here. So one of my ideas coming into this and setting the program up here at Navarre, this is my 10th year broadcasting Navarre football, so that I can reach the families of those that can't be here and those that are deployed serving their country, whatever capacity, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Navy, whatever branch you serve, Guard, Reserves, it doesn't matter. You're serving your country. And I hope that we can reach you wherever you're at when you can't be here. And that's my main focus when I do a broadcast.
Well, I know it is appreciated because I appreciate it myself, and I know he did. And I've listened to you way more times than just that, but that was just one that came to my mind.
And we have ventured this last 2 years. We started off with a still camera last year, upgraded our video equipment this year, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the video feed this year a little bit better than last year. And once again, I want to thank you guys out there in the listening audience, because without you, I'd be just talking to a brick wall, or tonight I would be talking to space.
That's
the
fact.
final frontier.
Yeah.
But this Irish Bill and Phil Williams on JockJive.com. We're going to bring you live action of Navarre and Crestview. Navarre coming out to the south end of the field right now, getting ready to carry the NHS flag and skull and crossbone flag onto the field to start this contest.
Looks like the captains are coming out now, Bill.
Your captains are going to venture out here, and we'll get you their numbers here in just a second. They change each week depending on how they played the previous week. And we'll get you their numbers here just in a second once they turn to face. I can see one on the end. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that is because you can't miss him. JJ, Jordan Jefferson, number 99, defensive lineman. Evan Gorley, our defensive player of the week last week. Number 64, Bryson Garner, one of our big bubbas, and another nice game by our leading tackler last week, number 48, Isaiah Hayward. Your captains for Crestview on tonight's game, number 7, Devin Voisin, number 64, Bryson Norris, number 63, I do not have. Actually, that's 53. That would be Luther. And number 53, Luther Fagalima.
Number 7 is Devin.
And number 13 is Jaden Voisin. So the Voisin brothers, captains tonight. And they're out wearing their white jerseys with red numerals and letters and a big C on the side of the helmet. I got an extra roster if you want to take it down.
I was going to run it down to him.
I got an extra roster if you want to take him down one.
Yeah, I know he'll appreciate it.
Jaden Bonson.
Phil will be right back. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll have our coin toss and start of our kickoff here. This is Irish Bill on JockJive.com. We'll be right back, folks.
For your Navarre Raiders.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Correction to that number. It was number 48 instead of number 40. Now Bailey using that as Isaiah Hayward, one of the Raider captains. So you have Hayward, Garner, Gorley, and Jefferson. Let's go to the text line, see who we got listening in tonight. I know, I forgot Air Force. You would think I'm retired Air Force. I forgot to say Air Force. Thanks. And let's move on, see who else we got checking in tonight. Michelle Myers checking in from Texas. She is the mom of number 95, Alex Gilchrist. My good friend, Leiden Main, is checking in with us tonight up here on the roof. And great view up here tonight, isn't it, Leiden? You got it. Crestview will receive the kickoff to start this game. I'm not sure if they won the toss or the Raiders won the toss and deferred.
I couldn't tell. Sorry.
But we're going to have kickoff here momentarily. So we'll be taking a low. Dahlgren with the short kick.
Better kick than last
It's going to go out of bounds once again.
Number 25 looked like.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
Let's see where they spot it.
We got a interruption in the video feed.
Looks like the 40-yard line. 35, sorry, 35.
First and 10, Raiders.
And a penalty on the Bulldogs.
That's our third penalty, 2 on the kickoff and 1 15-yard penalty. So an 87-yard drive for the Bulldogs.
All right, Raiders. We spotted them 14.
The Raiders find themselves in a 14-0 hole already. Courtney back to pass.
There's a throw. A little far.
Incomplete.
And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Courtney let that one go a little bit sooner than he would have wanted to.
Yep. I got a feeling they're going to hit that one, though.
I think we had an interruption in the feed.
So the internet connection's better up here or no?
Not much. The bandwidth is still running a little slow. We had an interruption there. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Navarre from their own 35-yard line. 7:29 to go in the first quarter. Crestview out on top 14-0. Big strike offense of Crestview. It's going to be Josh Carter. He's going to run off left tackle.
Number 4, Josh Carter.
He's going to get one out to the 36.
Short gain on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down.
The Bulldogs led up.
3rd down and 10. Pass falls incomplete.
So, apologize for all of the technical issues that we've had. I think we're finally back online. You haven't missed a whole lot. No scoring since we went offline. Still 28-0 Crestview with 1:29 on the clock here in the second quarter. It's been all Crestview all day long, Phil.
It has been big time all day long, and I can tell you while we were gone, Navarre had a good drive going, threw a pick on about the 2-yard line, so Crestview drove 98 yards for another score. It's 28-0, a minute 29 left in the first. But I'll tell you, we held them to 3rd down and long a few times. They got it. Had them 4th down and about 10 to go, and they scored a touchdown, number 4 from Crestview. McCoy caught a touchdown for them, and here we are.
Yeah, that was a 29-yard pass to McCoy.
Timeout. Raiders.
Not sure of the time when it happened, but was it here in the second quarter?
Yes, it was.
All right. If you signed up for that Q92
That-
gift card,
And that was number 4.
here's the winner. Go see him down at the booth.
Extra point was
where you
good.
signed up.
Yep.
Sonny Brancato lives in Navarre. Sonny Brancato. Go see the Q92 tent to retrieve your $100 gift card to Peppers. Congratulations.
All right.
Raiders going to try this punt one more time. I think we're up and running again.
Kickoff rolls, the punt rolls out of bounds about the 28-yard line. Minute 16 to go till halftime.
$28-0 Crestview. We're 1:16 on the clock. Corbin leading the offense back out on the field. Running a 5-receiver set here with 1:16 on the clock. 2 to the near screen, 3 to the top. Corbin in the empty backfield.
Quarterback keeper.
And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, maybe they're satisfied just running the clock out, getting to halftime. We'll see.
Raiders will get the ball to start the second half. And they need to get something going, or this will be.
It'll be over early. Oh, that was good.
Fastball's incomplete.
Great coverage back there by.
And for number 13.
No flags.
Looks like Xavier trying to see who's back there.
Third down and 9.
Can't see the number back there. That's Chris Williams, number 3.
I can tell you this while we're away. They're number 26, Navarre 26. That kid's had
Cameron Thomas.
He's had some great tackles there on that last Crestview drive.
3rd and 10 coming up. Actually, they did give him 1 yard on that keeper. So
Yeah.
3rd and 9.
And there's a flag.
Penalty marker down.
Clock at 44 seconds.
False start against the Bulldogs. Going to back them up.
Wouldn't want to be in that locker room at halftime, I can tell you that.
Third down and 14.
They're just getting outplayed right now.
Bulldogs.
Going to back them up 5 yards. 3rd and 14. They're going to do a handoff.
Oh, no.
And back to the line of not even back to the line of scrimmage. The original line of scrimmage is going to get 3 out to the 27.
Gain of 1 on the play.
And clock stops.
Got a timeout.
35 seconds.
Raiders.
Timeout Navarre.
Timeout of the half.
All right.
Brings up 4th down.
As they say in Wizard of the Oz, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Pay no attention. So you want to give him that Niceville score there that you heard?
Halftime score, Niceville down 37-0.
Ooh.
It's going to be 4th down. Second punt coming up for Trevor Dahlgren. 21 in the first quarter, 7 here in the second for Crestview. And a goose egg for the Raiders up there on the scoreboard.
That's unfortunate. Really kind of hard to believe coming in. I really thought we'd have a better game than this. Then again, I think everybody did.
You used one of my favorite quotes. That's unfortunate, Cotton.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Dante Wright.
It's going to be a 3-yard return on the punt by Dante Wright.
23 seconds left before half. 1st and 10 Raiders.
All right, come on. Hey, we'll get something going here with 23 seconds left.
And I'm finding out what our issue is. Since we're on AT&T,
Yeah.
everybody that's on AT&T in the stands is drawing from the one tower that is 1 mile away from here.
Yeah.
So that is the reason for our connectivity issues.
That will do it. Maybe
we might have to look at different next week we might have to look at maybe going air card or something.
Next week you are where? Choctaw?
Choctaw.
Good pass.
Into Crestview territory to number 34.
That tackle looked a little squirrely.
Zach,
Looked like he tried
that
to
is
flip him.
actually Danny Leposki. It's going to be a 5-yard gain on his first catch on the season.
And that's the end of the half.
We're going to go to the half. Halftime score, Crestview 28 and Navarre 0. We'll be back after a very, very lengthy commercial break.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322. Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it they are properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on JockJive.com. JockJive.com. We are literally taking the world by storm. Last year, more than 3,000 cities worldwide turned into our coverage of football, baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball. From T-ball to the NCAA Division I athletics, JockJive crews have traveled this nation to provide you the finest in sports coverage. So the next time you need the spotlight glaring on your sports venture, think JockJive.com. Maybe not the only internet sports channel, but the best one.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is your householder in Navarre. Buying or selling, Ursula will make it easy. Ursula moved here almost 20 years ago and fell in love with the white sandy beaches. She has raised her children in Navarre, went to study at universities with academic scholarships, and both are successful adults. Ursula is a big supporter of the Navarre Raiders. Ursula has been a realtor since 2003, and Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate offers her the most advanced tools available in the industry. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a savvy investor, she will negotiate a deal for you. For a free buyer consultation, a free comparable market analysis of your home, and to see if you qualify for one of the rewards programs, call Ursula Householder at 850-642-5711. Send an email to ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is a subsidiary of NRT LLC.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits.
We back on? Look like that stream is back on. We're finally back on. 28-26, the Raiders have come back, and we're back on the air. Sorry for the delay, folks. Navarre in for the 2-point conversion to tie this game up. It is tied up! Tied up! The Raiders have come all the way back and tied this game up at 28. Are you kidding me, folks? We're live back on the air, and the Raiders have come back from 28 down to tie this game up at 28. Carter with the carry for the 2-point conversion, and the Raiders are on the board to tie this game up. To tie this game up at 8. 28-28.
All I can say is wow. I mean, I'm sad that everybody missed it, but man, holy cow.
28-28. We are. We're going to catch the last few minutes of this ball game. Raiders going to be kicking off from their own 40 with 3:43 to go. And we are tied at 28, folks. It's going to be a directional kick by Tache. It's going to be taken out to 21, where it's going to be handled, and he's going to break out to the right. That's one of our quickest guys, though.
Exciting.
And we are back on the air.
Exciting. Bulldogs get to the 30. First and 10. Handoff up the middle.
Handoff to Stanton off right tackle.
26.
He's going to get about
Thomas.
4 yards off right tackle for Stanton. 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
Gain of 7 on the play. Brings up second down.
Actually, they're going to give him 6 on the play. 2nd and 4. We're tied at 28, folks, here in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes on the clock.
Handoff up the middle.
He's going to get 2 on the carry. Going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Gain of 1.
Raiders have come all the way back.
Brings up 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 1 for Crestview from their own 39. Actually, they're 38. 2:34 on the clock. Corbin in the shotgun. And there's going to be a flag on the play.
False start against the Bulldogs. Bag him up. 3rd down and 6.
It'll be 3rd down and a long 6. Corbin in the shotgun. Jay Stanton standing right behind him. And it's a bad snap! And the Raiders are going to recover! The Raiders recover! The Raiders recover at the 11-yard line! 1st and 10 for Navarre at the Crestview 11. 2:13 on the clock. Do you believe in miracles? I always wanted to do, that's my best Al Michaels impression. 1st and 10, Navarre on the 28-yard loss. 23-yard loss back to the 11. And the Raiders have 1st and 11 at Crestview's 11. 1st and 10 at Crestview's 11. .213 on the clock. We're tied at 28. Dante Wright, and into the end zone, and the Raiders have the lead. 11-yard run by Dante Wright, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Can you believe it? The Raiders have come all the way back from trailing 28-0 in the second quarter. Dante Wright with 11-yard run. And the Raiders have taken a 34-28 lead.
Got a Bulldogs player down on the field.
Wright with his 3rd touchdown of the night. 5 on the season, 2 receiving, and 3 on the ground. And he has taken just more steps closer to breaking Michael Carter's all-time scoring record. We're still here in our third game. He's still got a little bit of ways to go. But what a comeback for the Raiders. 34-28. Folks, I apologize for the loss of the third quarter and most of the fourth quarter, but we got back on at the very right time. Right in for the extra point. A big extra point coming up here.
Extra point. Penalty marker.
Penalty marker on the play. Irish Bill and Phil Williams, we took a little siesta there. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like it was against Crestview, so they're going to keep the ball right where it's at. Normal extra point coming up here for the Raiders. But is anything normal on this night? Kick is up. Kick is good.
The Raiders 35, Bulldogs 28. Just over 2 minutes to play. Wow.
The Crestview Bulldogs maintained and controlled the first half, 28-0. But the Raiders says, not so fast, my friend. And the Raiders have, to go with the mode all week long, the Raiders have stormed back from 28 down. And they will have Tate kicking off from the 40. But the Raiders have run off 35 straight points. But this game still has a ways to go. 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. 35-28 Navarre. That's right, folks. I said 35-28 Navarre. Tace getting ready to put toe on leather. It's a directional kick. It's going to come down at about the 25 out of bounds. So Crestview will get the ball at the 35.
Ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line.
First and 10, Crestview with 2:06 on the clock from their own 35.
First and 10. Actually, they're going to decline it and make them re-kick.
They're going to make them re-quick.
Against the kickoff team.
And you can just listen to the fans. We're going to turn on the field mic here once again. Tate's going to be teeing it off from the 35. He's good. Back up 5 yards. That's going to be a directional kick to the center of the field. And he's going to get out to the 40, still on his feet. And he's going to get up to the midfield stripe. Nice Nice return.
Kick return by number 45 for the Bulldogs. Gets across midfield down to, so it looks like it's right at the 50-yard line. First and 10 Bulldogs at the 50. Just under 2 minutes to go.
Corbin brings the offense back out on the field.
Raider defense is back on the field.
There's going to be a big run. Crestview inside the 20, inside the 15, and down to the 10. A big 40-yard run.
Number 4 for the Bulldogs catches it. Gets down just inside the 10.
A quick hitter to number 4.
First and goal.
And it's first and goal for the Bulldogs. 40 yards on the completion to McCoy. First and 10, Crestview at the Raider 10. 3-yard loss.
Loss of the purple on the play. Brings up second down and goal.
1:23 on the clock, 35-28 Navarre. We were able to come on just as Navarre tied it with a 2-point conversion, come back on. Second and goal from the 13. Corbin back to pass. He's got a receiver, and he's hit down at the 3-yard line, a gain of 10. Actually, a gain of 9. DeVoisen.
Brings up third down and goal.
Third and goal from the 3.
It's like about the 3-yard line.
35-28 Navarre in front of Crestview. Third and goal from the 3. Corbin in the shotgun. Crestview timeout. And we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back, folks, with 36.6 seconds on the clock. Navarre 35, Crestview 28 on JockJive.com. We'll be right back, folks.
Craig Culver of Culver's. Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
I love Friday Night Lights. This is amazing. Third down and goal for the Bulldogs. Raiders defense trying to hold them out. Hand off up the middle. Touchdown Bulldogs. Bulldogs line up for the extra point.
What's up?
Kick is up. And it's good. All tied up. 35, 33 seconds left.
Pardon about that, folks. We had a battery run down, so we had to change it out while we were out. Crestview scores on third and goal from the 3. Extra point is good, and we're tied at 35. Stanton in from 3 yards out. And we are tied at 35 with 33 seconds on the clock. Well, that one's not even working. Tied at 35, folks. 33 seconds to go.
Bulldogs line up for the kickoff.
Dahlgren getting ready to put toe on leather for Crestview. The Raiders run off 35 straight points to take a 7-point lead. And Crestview comes right back and ties it at 35. Dahlgren with a directional kick. And he's going to go down at the 28. It's going to be a return of 9 yards for Gorley on the kickoff. And the Raiders will have first down with 26.6 seconds.
26 seconds left.
Just hold on. Incompleted pass. It's got to be this one then. He's down on the, that's a catch by Wright. And that's a 12-yard completion. If my stats are right, Dante Wright just broke the all-time career yardage in receptions for Navarre. It's all dependent on the spot here. It's a gain of 12. And if my numbers are right, that's 82 yards. Actually, no. He's at 76 yards. So he's 3 yards short of tying it and 4 yards. Three yards short of tying it, 4 yards and short of breaking Jordan Leggett's all-time receiving yardage record at Navarre for a career. 13.7 seconds on the clock. We're tied at 35. Thirty-five, 13.7 seconds on the clock.
First and 10 Raiders.
Big drive by Crestview to tie it. Navarre with one last-ditch effort here at the end of the fourth quarter.
Pass falls incomplete.
He's going to throw it out of bounds. A fall incomplete. 6 seconds on the clock. On the night, 14 to 26 for 181 yards.
This is the best seat in the house, I believe.
Sorry, I had you turned off there, Phil.
Best seat in the house. That's all right.
2nd and 10 for Navarre from their own 32-yard line with 6.2 seconds to go. Let's see if we have something drastic.
Pass, complete, far sideline. Bunch of Crestview Bulldogs over there.
That's going to do it for regulation.
Two.
Tied up, 35-35.
20-yard gain to,
Time for some overtime.
and we are going to overtime, folks.
Wow.
See if I got overtime on my scoreboard. I'm not sure if I do. I do.
Nice. So like I was telling you, thanks again for having me up here, man.
We're going to overtime.
What a game.
You know
a
what
game.
the overtime is called in high school football, Phil?
What?
It's the old Kansas shootout. From the 10-yard, 4 plays.
Oh, yeah.
10-yard line, 4 plays.
Wow. Well,
Each
let's
team
do
gets
this.
a chance to score.
Give it up for both teams, guys. This has been a great game.
Coach Walls is in discussion, some serious discussion down there. Miracle.
I don't drink, so I'm going to take a shot of Gatorade.
Well, I tell you, now if they let you bring something in here, I would probably have had a couple myself.
We are going to overtime, folks. We're going to stay right here.
What a game.
Crestview 35, Navarre 35. Why not go to overtime after all that we've seen tonight?
Amen. You know, you said you turned my mic off. I think my wife does that to me all the time, actually. That's a fact.
We will have another coin toss here in overtime, correct?
Yeah.
And they're sending out Bryson Garner. The two number 64s, both big bubbas.
That's a fact. Look at him. Whew. Let me zoom in on these guys. And now the Crestview 64.
Looks like the overtime captains.
My God.
To answer your question, Jordan Lego will be third on the depth chart for the Jets.
Nice.
Bryson Garner.
Bryson Garner for the Raiders will be your overtime captain.
The number 64 from Crestview.
Bryson Norris.
Bryson Norris.
And they're both waiting to come to the center of the field. We are on a TV timeout, folks. We are on Channel 35 out of Pensacola and on JockJive.com. I want to apologize for all of our technical difficulties, but we have come back on at probably the most opportune time that we could have come back on.
Hopefully folks stayed with us. I know it would have been hard.
I know it would have been hard for me, and I'm an avid sports nut.
Yeah, me too.
I probably would have turned over to the TV
Yep.
and listened to Christian Garmin.
Yep. Unless, of course, you're deployed, then that's a little harder.
I know. Well, it's not like the guys overseas have anywhere else to go.
That's a fact.
They're probably at work.
That's a fact, but it's off early in the morning.
It is awful early. Guys, if you're still listening, you're still hanging on it with us, I appreciate it.
All right, looks like
Looks like the Raiders won the toss and elect to go on defense first.
So the Raiders will go on defense first. They are going to the south end zone. We're tied at 35. A 3-yard run by Jay Stanton tied this game up with 33 seconds to go. After the Bulldogs jumped out 28-0 at the half, the Raiders came back with 7 in the third quarter and 28 in the fourth. And Crestview answered with one of their own in the fourth to send this game into overtime. Raider defense going back out there as they won the toss and deferred.
Defense trots out onto the field for the first overtime.
And I tell you what, folks, nobody has left this ball game.
No, I was just getting ready to say
First
that,
and
man.
goal from the 10.
All right, here we go.
Corbin in the shotgun, Stanton's right behind him. First and goal from the 10. It's going to be Stanton for a 1-yard gain. Second and goal from the 9. 21st carry of the night for Stanton for 130 yards. Actually, we're going to add that 3-yard run on the touchdown as well. 133 on 22. Peyton Law on the tackle. Second and goal from the 9 in overtime.
Second down and goal. High snap.
Throw.
It's going to be intercepted.
It's intercepted. It's intercepted, folks.
All the Raiders have to do is score. Unless they call the play dead.
All you can do is stop them from scoring.
So it's Raider ball.
Raider ball in overtime.
It's going to take the field. All you have to do is score. Either a touchdown or a field goal. Win the game.
This is going down as a classic, all-time classic here in the state of Florida. Not only in the Panhandle, but it has to be in the state of Florida.
I would absolutely agree with that. It has
First
been
to go for the
unreal.
Raiders at the 10. Folks, I know Al Michaels saying is goes down in American lore, but I had to use it tonight, folks. Thank you.
2 receivers split right, 1 in motion.
It's going to be Dante Wright.
Number 5, Dante Wright. Gets around the corner.
Maybe 2
He's going to
yards.
gain about 2 yards, maybe 1 yard.
I'd give him.
Second down.
Depends on where they're going to spot the ball here.
I'll say 2. Well,
It's down to the 9. They're going to give him 1.
all right.
Second and goal at the 9. Courtney in the shotgun. Wright goes in motion. It's going to be right on the sweep. And it's going to be a Raider victory. The Raiders win. The Raiders win. The Raiders win. The Raiders win. They come all the way back for a 41-35 victory.
Let the ROTC guys
If I was
get their
not
first-
here, I would not have believed it.
either. Matter of fact, all the 10 people I'm texting, they couldn't believe it when we started coming back. Holy cow.
Dante Wright with a 9-yard run. His 4th touchdown of the night.
Wow. What a freaking ball game, Bill. What a freaking
And
game.
Navarre in overtime sends the Red packing up 87, down I-10, and back home to Crestview. As the Raiders come all the way back for a 41-35 come from behind victory. It's Irish Bill and Phil Williams. We're going to be back after this commercial break.
After our heart attacks are over.
Ursula Householder of Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is your householder in Navarre. Buying or selling, Ursula will make it easy. Ursula moved here almost 20 years ago and fell in love with the white sandy beaches. She has raised her children in Navarre, went to study at universities with academic scholarships, and both are successful adults. Ursula is a big supporter of the Navarre Raiders. Ursula has been a realtor since 2003, and Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate offers her the most advanced tools available in the industry. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a savvy investor, she will negotiate a deal for you. For a free buyer consultation, a free comparable market analysis of your home, and to see if you qualify for one of the rewards programs, call Ursula Householder at 850-642-5711. Send an email to ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate is a subsidiary of NRT LLC.
One company is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Not to express employment professionals seeking a skilled labor position or administrative work. Maybe you're an executive looking for a career that fits. Good morning, everyone. We take pride in connecting the right people with the right company. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Let us help. We'll open doors for you. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Are you a friend of JockJive on Facebook? Do you follow us on Twitter? Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If you aren't, don't, and haven't, please do. We are growing exponentially and want you to keep up with us. Plus, we want to stay in touch with you. So go to the homepage of JockJive.com to like us, follow us, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll jock and roll together.
Irish Bill back here at Bennett C. Russell Stadium. I know we missed a lot of the game, but what can I say is we came back on the Dante Wright time.
What? Amen to that, man.
Dante
what a freaking
with
game.
the overtime touchdown, his 4th touchdown on the night. Navarre intercepted Crestview on 2nd down, and all the Raiders had to do was put points on the board, and that they did. A 9-yard jet sweep to the right. Great job by the big Bubbas on the offensive line to open up the hole, and Dante skirted in from 9 yards out.
And the rest is history, folks.
The Raiders.
What a ball game. You know, finally, defense kind of let up there in the first half, but, you know, offense wasn't doing anything either. Second half, they rolled out, and I tell you, that offense with that opening drive, they drove that down there and scored. I think that kind of set the tone. But if I'm not mistaken, it was only 28-14 after the third quarter.
28-7 heading to the fourth.
Boom.
They scored 28. They outscored Crestview 28-7 in the fourth quarter.
Wow. Which is when it counts.
When it counts. And they go to overtime. And for the 41-35 come from behind victory. And I don't think I'm going to be going to bed for quite a while.
Oh, no, I'm too wired. No.
Too wired. And I think I might be heading over to Johnny Houston's and grab me something to drink.
Like I might just join you myself.
Like bro. A sweet tea or something.
Oh, yeah, water for me.
But what a game. Navarre improves to 3-0 on the season. What an effort by both teams on this night. Crestview gets off to the 28-0 lead. But Dante Wright's 4th touchdown of the night in overtime. A 9-yard run.
Yeah, that was money, man. I'm telling you, I had that feeling, man, when we came out and scored right there at the opening drive, man. It just felt right. And by God, look at that. I do think this is history, Bill. I don't know that we've ever came from that far behind.
I can't remember.
And against a team ranked number 6th in 6A in the state of Florida. That says a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams face each other down the road once again.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
Next week, the Raiders will be over in Fort Walton Beach at Choctaw High as they go to face the Indians.
Which means game time will be at 7 o'clock if I'm not
mistaken. Crestview will be back
County.
at home as they will be playing International School of Broward. Broward going to make that trip up to Crestview.
Well, good for them.
And
it's funny. It seems like a lot of the local teams here now are playing teams from out of town. I think because the local teams don't want to play them. That's how I read that. I will tell you, give a shout out there to Gary Mishy. I think you know Gary.
I know Gary. Gary, good friend of mine.
Listening to us.
In fact, before I even go off the air and before we even get to our players of the game, all those out there listening, wherever you might be, and those that hung with us, thank you. But I got quite a few friends out and around the world. My good friend Todd Alt, who lives in Sweden, tries to listen to me every Friday night. I have friends back in Indiana that listen to me. And I know I have a ton of family members of their either grandparents or nephews or whatever that are out there watching. And thank you. And thanks to our sponsors once again. I'm sorry I wasn't to be able to get all my commercials in. And with the technical difficulties, hopefully we'll work on them and we'll be better next week. That's all I can give you as not a guarantee, but a promissory note that we will try and get better for next week's broadcast.
It's totally not your fault, though. You know, you got the connectivity issues, man. That's all tower stuff. That's out of our hands. But yeah, you do a great job, man.
And Mike
is not here.
I'm sorry, Mike. Mike just texted in and said, unbelievable game. And Mike, I know you wish you would have been here.
Oh,
and we would have liked to have you here.
Amen.
But this is going to go down in history as one of Navarre's greatest comebacks in school history. 4 touchdowns for Dante Wright, 2 touchdowns for Josh Carter, all 6 touchdowns on the ground. The Raiders with 3 turnovers. And let's go over some stats right here. And we're going to look at these stats, and then we're going to pick our – how about we do this?
Oh, no.
I'm in one of those giving moods now.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? It's hard to give any one person the award, but I am going to give one person the award.
Do it.
4 touchdowns on the ground, the winning touchdown in overtime, and a big pass from Dante Wright to Quinn Caballero that set up a Raider touchdown. He was 1 for 2 on the night for 55 yards passing, 44 yards on the ground and 7 carries, and 5 catches for 76 yards. And our Ian Lockwood player of the night is none other than Dante Wright.
Yeah, well-deserved. Good choice. That'd be my pick.
Our offensive player of the game, a good night for Marlon Courtney with 2 picks. But I'm going to go with Quinn Caballero, 3 catches for 111 yards.
111 yards?
111 yards on 3 catches for Caballero.
Yeah.
Our offensive player of the game, Quinn Caballero. Now, our defensive player of the game, I think those that are in attendance here heard this name quite often. He scored 2 touchdowns on offense, but his name was called all night on defense, and that's Joshua Carter.
Oh, yes. Yes. Josh, big shout-out to Josh. Great game tonight. Especially the second half, man. I mean, that defense, holy freaking moly. After really coming out in the first half and getting stomped, really. I mean, we got stomped. It was almost looking like what we did to Washington last week. But
it was.
But thank
goodness. It was what my I'm not going to mention name, but a good old friend of mine calls out a mud hole stomping.
That's exactly what it was.
You know who I'm talking about right now. He's not on the air anymore, but that's a good old mud hole stomping.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him his name. I know a lot of people don't like the direction, but he took it. He's always been a friend of mine. He's always treated me well, and that's Scott McKinney.
Yeah.
I've known Scott for quite a while. He has gone through some troubled times. But you know what? And hopefully he'll come through on the other side. But Scott, I'm borrowing your phrase for one week, and that's mud hole stomping in the first half by Crestview, and it was.
That's a fact.
But Navarre came back. Now we got to pick a special teams player of the game. That's going to be kind of hard.
What about the kicker?
Dante Wright was our kicker.
Well,
our kickoffs, Kevin Taish.
Yeah.
On kickoffs, he came back from injury.
Yeah.
And let's go Kevin Taish.
Do it. Let's do it, man.
Okay, your Ian Lockwood player of the game, Dante Wright. Your offensive player of the game, Quinn Caballero. Your defensive player of the game, Joshua Carter, and your special teams player of the game, Kevin Taish.
Perfect.
I think this about wraps it up. Phil, you have any parting words before we go off the air?
I'll tell you what, no, I appreciate you having me up here again, man. Again, that camera thing I tried. End of the game got very exciting, like super exciting. I mean, wow. I really wish everybody out there listening could have been here tonight because it's something I've never seen here before at Bennett C. Russell.
And one thing I'm going to do early is I think Mike has a game next Friday night. I'm going to ask you out on a date for next Friday night. Please check with the wife.
I'll check. I'll do that. Cindy, if you're listening,
I know, Cindy.
You heard it.
Cindy, thank you for letting Phil come out and play tonight.
Steve, maybe now I know where Steve is.
Steve. I don't know why I was thinking Steve.
That's all right.
I was thinking Stephen Householder.
I've been called a lot of oh, my gosh, Stephen Householder. Good old Stephen and Ursula.
Yeah. And Ursula, thank you all once
and
again
Mike.
for our sponsors.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. But so I'm giving you a week's notice so you can go out and
all right,
and check.
I'll check work and then I'll check.
And
with
then
the
I'll
wife.
give you a couple of weeks off. I think Milton and Pace or
Deal.
somebody's coming up, but we'll get you back
Deal.
on the air.
All right, man.
Phil.
Yeah, whatever your name is. Hey, that's fine. Whatever your name.
You know what?
I'll do it.
I was on Facebook last week, and I don't know if do you know Daryl Seward?
Yes.
Well, when he found out we were on the air, he called us Philly Billy.
Oh yeah, that's
Phil Billy.
what they called
Phil
me.
Billy.
Yeah, called me that forever.
So Phil and Billy.
Yep.
So Phil Billy.
There you
Very
go.
clever,
The
Daryl.
Phil Billy Show. Way to go, Daryl. I got some stories about old Daryl. We'll have to talk later.
We'll talk off air on that one. Folks, we're going to go ahead and head out. And like I said, once again, I apologize for our technical difficulties. Some of it out of our control. But I'm glad that we were able to come on to catch the end of the game and overtime. And you saw a Raider come back. And,
Unbelievable.
Like I said, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it myself.
No.
In fact, I'm probably going to go home and watch it on TV.
Yeah, me too.
But thanks again, folks, for logging on to JockJive.com with Irish Bill and Phil Williams. Until next Friday night from Choctaw, may the wind ever be at your back. This is Irish Bill signing off.
Boom.
Good night, Navarre.
Good night.